Mr. President, honourable judges, it's an honour to address you as the agent of the government of Armenia. Almost 100 years ago, the Ottoman Empire embarked upon a widespread and systematic destruction of the Armenian people. April 24 this year marks the centennial of that crime. On that day, in 1915, in a planned and cynical manner, they rounded up all key Armenian intellectuals, hundreds of writers, composers, artists, community leaders, and exterminated them. The Armenian male population, including many in service in the Ottoman army, were massacred. The women, children, and elders were sent on death marches through the desert, where they were starved, tortured, raped, slayed. Well over half of the Armenian population was deliberately exterminated, a memory that lives on so sorrowfully in the hearts and minds of Armenians. Those who survived were ripped of everything they had: their family, property, cultural and spiritual heritage. Those who stayed were deprived of their identity as Armenians. They lived with changed names, forcefully converted in faith, whispering to each other not to be heard speaking the remains of the Armenian they were able to preserve. The Armenian nation survived and overcame. It has never asked this court to pronounce on the suffering it has witnessed, but nor did it expect this court to ever allow the deniers to find a safe haven in its pronouncements, which are already now used for propaganda purposes of falsifying the history. As an intervener, Armenia's role is to point to the correct principles under which this case should be decided, and to indicate errors that have infected the lower court judgment. Whether or not its conclusion was correct does not matter, as much as certain misstatements of fact which have comforted genocide deniers throughout the world. We are here to ensure that such errors should never be repeated by a court that speaks in the name of human rights. Mr. President, I would like to introduce Mr. Jeffrey Robertson, QC, and then Mrs. Amal Clooney, who will present further submission on behalf of Armenia. Thank you.